Folks, welcome back. My name is Rudy. You're watching Alpha Investments. Today, we have an important newsletter here from a long-term patron saying, Rudy, can you just give me a response publicly? You know I love public responses. I like it when you all watch. I need to make another video where I just eat tacos and make eye contact with all of you. No smiling, and that's how we really bond together. Once we have that kind of bond, you can't undo it. Guys think this is a serious YouTube channel. You think there's comedy on this channel. You think life is comedy. It's disgusting. Rudy, we're talking about pre-orders for Magic, collectors, and Pokemon. Surging Sparks. Okay, I already know where this is going. Rudy, will you please do a public video and discuss about the whole pre-order thing? Now everybody's saying you need to pre-order 3 to 6 months in advance of every set. I don't like the idea of giving money in advance and 0% loans. Other people don't charge you up front, but then they're not on the hook for anything. And then, of course, the product as well. They cut your order, they cancel your order, they tell you to fuck off. If the product doesn't go well and you order a lot, well, then you're stuck with a bunch of boxes and it doesn't... Okay, so this is a basic... we don't need to reload. This is a basic situation whenever we have a market shift. So the attitude in Magic and Pokemon is never... Okay, so the last 3 years... It's always in like every Magic, every Facebook, every MySpace, every Discord, every live cam show, every OnlyFans, Only Feet, Only Toes, and Rudy's Toenails. Every single Feet Finder website says the same thing. And that is never pre-order way in advance because, Rudy, the fucking price always tanks. The price always tanks after release. Why should you pre-order months in advance? Okay. Now we're on the other side of the coin. So now the Timmies are always going to look for the angle. They're going to say, okay, I've connected the red string and I've connected the dots. The Greed Monster starts with G, but it's next to Pogs, which starts with P. Now, Mr. P is bigger than Mrs. G. Now, Rudy charged $5 for a photograph, but didn't even get to keep the money. But then the Stale Taco, which connected to the 1980s Wolf of Wall Street, but next to the 2020 Dumpster Fire, next to the gift of Play-Doh from HasCon from a friend of mine, next to the Rudy repackaged Rudy Fina, next to Rudy's Beanie Baby collection, divided by Marilyn Manson, multiplied by Kill Bill. You know what that comes out to be? You know what the answer to that formula is? The answer to that formula is you're fucked. There is no shortcut. And that's what the human brain looks for. And right now, we are now pivoting from a time where you're not supposed to pre-order in advance because the last 2 to 3 years, everyone said the same thing. Rudy, the reason I don't pre-order Pokemon or pre-order collector boxes, I don't even buy from you at release, and you only sell at release, is because, well, everything comes out and just tanks. What the fuck? Why should I do any of that? And that was the cool thing. That was the, I have a plan. This is the smart money. That was the thing to do. Okay? When markets shift, your game plan is null and void because your game plan applied to a market cycle that is now in the rear view mirror, just like my left nut. It hangs low, but you'll know it's there. And now when we're in this new cycle, everyone's trying to figure out the new edge. And the new edge is, how do I get collector boxes cheap? How do I get new Pokemon boxes cheap? Because essentially everybody wants the hottest item, but they don't want the failing items. So now it's, I'm going to reserve as much as I can 3-6 months in advance. And we've been over this so many times in 9 years on YouTube on this YouTube channel. And it's me telling you all the same thing. The more you think you have a plan, the more Chuck Norris is just going to punch you in the face because life is unpredictable. The only thing that's certain is uncertainty. Okay? The strategies work until the market shifts. I've had these conversations when I was a licensed broker for Merrill Lynch for 7 years. Sorry, 5.5 years, I lied. Before that was Waddell and Reed for 2 years, technically 7 total. Sorry, I was bamboozling. I remember having conversations on a weekly basis with certain clients, some high net worth, some with a life savings of $3,000, okay? And everything in between, all the way up to millions and all the way down to just starting out. The conversations was always looking for the angle. Rudy, what if I time this? Rudy, we're going into an election cycle. Don't hold stocks now. Now, Rudy, this is Q3 with October, September. That's the worst time in the market. You got to be in cash. Now, Rudy, we're getting ready to hit December. We got Santa Claus rally. Whoa. Rudy, we got April coming. That's tax return time. That's a bull time. Wait. Now, calm the fuck down. Nobody knows the direction of anything. Up, down, twirly birds just rearing you in the ass. Nobody knows. Okay? 2024, Rudy Rant with your ex is going to tell you, you can feel confident, you can get lucky and give you a false sense of confidence. I'm here to tell you all, the world and the market is going to market, and it's going to catch you off guard. And your system may work once. It may work 2-3 times and make you feel like you got it figured out. And that's when it really clamps down on you. It gives you a false sense of confidence, what we call pseudo-confidence or fluffy confidence. You know what a fluffer is? It's when I can't legally go into that. But in a fluffer in finance, instead of fluffing your other stuff, a fluffer in finance pretty much instills, it blows and sucks a bunch of false confidence in you. Ooh, this is a minefield on a chessboard. And it makes you feel like you know what you're doing, so you take additional risk until you blow up or implode your own bank account, okay? What the fuck was this video about? Oh, pre-orders. So I'm just trying to explain to you all in Rudy methods, you cannot predict this. Right now, I have in Sword and Shield, okay? Surging Sparks is what, set 8? So in set 1 through 7, I'm sitting on 7,000 booster boxes of Scarlet Violet. Most of these boxes were only because every Pokemon set I sold at the beginning, at release, it just didn't sell worth a shit. Because everybody just said, hey, Rudy, thanks for the sale. I'm going to pass. I'm going to wait for the post-release dip. You know? And that worked for some people for a while. And then now the market shifted, and most people got fucked the hardest in Twilight Masquerade. That's when the market turned. And that one moment of people missing out. A lot of people missed out on Paul Dia and Mr. P. But the biggest shift was definitely Twilight Masquerade, Eyes Wide Shut, with the Pokemon that were naked with the mask. Most people missed out on Twilight Masquerade. And the problem is, let me explain this to you. Just like timing Wall Street, okay? Sure, you didn't buy a case of Pokemon from your local store for, I don't know, $1.15 a box. $1.20 a box because you thought it was a ripoff and you wanted to wait for it to collapse to $100. So you didn't want to overpay by $20 a box. Now, a Timmy is going to look at overpaying by 20 because he's going to try to time the market and get in at 100. Now, a professional who manages risk and plays the long game is going to say, hang on. I would rather overpay $10, $20 because the downside risk of missing out on one that skyrockets, that one miss out is going to be so much more severe than the little bit of downside. So that's the difference here, okay? People, before all this happened, in the last 2 years, when I remember the Twilight Masquerade sale, when I was running that with patrons, okay? I remember, I think that one I still had 2, 3, I had 4 case options on that for 96 a box. I may have. I think I was still doing 4 cases you could buy of Twilight. Like fucking 96, I'm stupid. And like less than 1% of the patrons bought it. Everybody was negative, oh, this set sucks, same old dumb shit, because they read the internet, they go on MySpace, they talk to Tom, they click on the OnlyFans links that, every little chick jumping around has an OnlyFans, and they fall for it. And then they miss out. They miss out on one thing. And that one mistake, because of emotion and trying to time the market, the missing out on that moment in Twilight runs 160, 170 times a case of 6, maybe 2 boxes, maybe 6 boxes, maybe 24 boxes. The loss on something like that becomes so great. You kind of reflect back on yourself and you say, wow, I skipped that because I didn't want to pay $120 a box. I wanted to pay $105. Wait, ugh. You start to understand that it's really not about the exact amount you pay, okay? It's the same thing with the Surging Spark situation. I sold mine for $138 and $139, depending if you wanted 2 boxes or 4 boxes or whatever. And now, it's been 2-3 days. Shit's already 160, 170, and I already told you it's going over 200. And I told you there's even a small chance it skyrockets to 300 unless we get a major reprint or something to ice the market. And I'm telling you all, this is, that's how this stuff works, okay? And then we go in the conversation. I don't even want to fucking go in the conversation. We go in the conversation about orders being canceled. See, that's the other side you guys don't understand, is the people who haven't been in this industry a long time. Nobody's excited. There's no conversation, and nobody talks about this when the boxes aren't doing anything. When you have magic foundations, oh, it's trash. Nobody orders it. Nobody pre-orders it. And then it goes up like crazy and everybody wants it. Suddenly all the LGSs, Rudy, the distributors, everyone's the evil devil, the bad guy. No, the market turned and you're upset because the price went up. That's all it is. You can be angry at every LGS, every influencer, every Rudy in a basement, you can be angry at everybody. But where were you? And you weren't buying it when it was cheap on the other sets. Suddenly the market told you it's worth more, and now it's, ugh. That's the difference. I don't feel bad for that. This is a business. All these 3,000 stores around the country, they've been ordering all these Pokemon sets. I've been ordering thousands of boxes of every single Pokemon set that you all said was shit and nobody wanted to buy. And suddenly, one comes along. And now all of a sudden, everyone's angry at everybody because the price is higher. Where the fuck were all these people? And where was all the anger when all the other sets were coming out and everybody's just making fun of Rudy for just filming videos with his heavy bags? And then the market changes and, you know, this is normal. Nothing weird is happening. Okay? If you do pre-orders 3 to 6 months in advance, you are engaging in, most likely, the highest probable outcome is what we call a lose-lose situation. You are literally playing a game by pre-ordering months in advance of a lose-lose. The house edge is so great, you are being an idiot. You can now do whatever you want. Don't buy from me. Don't be a Rudy patron. You can just thumbs down, only even numbers. Click the thumbs down, only even numbers. Remember that. It makes it more powerful. I don't give a fuck. Subscribe to someone's channels. I don't give a shit. So think about this. If you give somebody a pre-order for 60 boxes of Surging Sparks, or I'm sorry, the next Pokemon, let's just say Pokemon set X. Let's say the Pokemon set skyrockets. Okay, well, either A, your order's getting cut, B, your order's getting completely canceled, and C, you're going to be upset no matter which one it happens. The odds of you getting all 60 boxes, because it's a super hot set, pre-orders get cut everywhere, allocations get cut, you're going to be upset and angry, and you're going to bash the store and bash the website and bash everybody you want to bash, because that's what the internet does. You got to fill it with hate, right? Now, here's the option B. The next Pokemon set, Pokemon X set comes out, Magic set comes out, Collector Box comes out. Oh, it looks like shit. I don't want it. Okay. You pre-ordered 30, 60 boxes, and now, A, you're going to try to stick the store with the product because you don't want it. You want to try to wiggle out of it, right? And that's okay. I changed my mind. I can't afford it. Here comes all the answers. All these stores, they get Rudy's all the time. We've done this so long because you get the buyer's remorse. Rudy, I changed my mind. You won't get that on Surging Sparks. You don't get buyers saying, oh, I need money. I got bills. I shouldn't have done that. That only happens when the release comes out and the market makes up its mind saying it's bad and you're on the hook for it. So then the buyer tries to wiggle out, return it, cancel it, because, well, they were hoping it would skyrocket and it didn't. So again, no matter what outcome happens, Pokemon X comes out in the future, you pre-order a bunch, it sucks, you're angry, you lose money, you try to wiggle out, everything goes bad, burn a relationship, whatever. Pokemon set skyrockets. You get cut, allocation, you get lowered, canceled, whatever it may be, you're angry. All of these situations is the age-old thing of pre-ordering, also in a short-term loans to stores and businesses that you don't even know anything about. All of this stuff just doesn't work. You maybe have a friend or one store you trust, and that's great. I'm pulling for you. But historically, the law of large numbers states that most stores are going to allocate, cut, and adjust when things get crazy like this. It's just how it works, okay? So that's what is, again, this is going to happen with Magic Foundations. Magic Foundations collectors. It's going to happen with Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy. It's going to happen with the new Magic Aether collectors. It's going to happen with Magic Marvel. This is a bull market. This is going to happen. People are going to be angry, and you're going to see a lot of emotions kind of just swelling over everywhere. And that's how you know the bull market's in full force. The only other thing that we haven't seen a lot of yet, I'm going to end the video, I promise. The only other thing we haven't seen yet is the internet game piece army begging for increased print run because I can't get the product. I can't get the boxes. I can't get these things. Print more boxes. Why can't I not? This is not right. Once we start seeing the internet's what I call the kind of the Timmy game piece army, and they're like ants. They stick together and they build like a big like Transformer Optimus Prime penis robot. Now, when they get together and they start bashing all over the internet and the Twitter and the Facebook about print runs and they're angry they can't get it, which we should start seeing that with Pokemon anytime now. Once we start seeing that mob kind of erect from the dead, yeah, I used erect. Fucking erect. Erect from the dead, that's how we know we're all in, boys. Bull market. Thanks for watching. You can be a patron if you want. I sell stuff, or you can just ask me questions. Who cares?